This video is for drawing 14. We're going to use mirror as well as trim in order to create our geometry that's taking place over here. I'm going to start out with my two circles, one at a diameter of 5, the other at a radius of 1. So those are at the coordinate of 5, 4. I've already brought in my rectangle at this point. I'm going to go ahead and type in circle for my command here and hit enter. So my coordinate for that is 5, 4, and my radius for the first one is 1. I'm going to repeat the circle, right click and choose repeat circle. My center point is the exact same point. I'm going to actually change this from specifying the radius of the circle to specifying the diameter. So I can click that or type in D. That's one way to get to a diameter circle other than just clicking up here and choosing center diameter. This circle is going to be 5 units long. Hit enter. And that gets me my two circles. I'm going to grab two lines. They're both going to radiate out to the edges from the center. One line is going to come out to here. There I go. Enter. Right click and repeat line. And from the center down. Click there and hit enter. Now I can use the trim command. In my line, you can see that I got trim. You can also pick it up here. And I'm actually going to click. I've let go of my mouse, and I'm going to move up to here and click again to select everything so that I can then use everything as a trim line and hit enter. If you want, you could just select everything one by one. That's also okay. I'm going to click here, click out, click and click. I can hit enter here, and that gets me my geometry for the first part. Second part I'm going to zoom into here really quick. I've got this diamond shape that's starting at 1.5, 3.5, and I see here I've got an angle of 67, and down here I have an angle of 48. So what I'm actually going to do based on the properties of triangles is realize that, hey, with this triangle the way it is, over here is also 67 degrees if I were to come out this way. Which means I can draw a line at 2 angle negative 67 to get my line here. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go line, and I said that the coordinate is 1.5, 3.5. Enter. And now I'm going to type in at 2 angle, which is shift comma, negative, which is just a minus sign, 67, and hit enter. Without getting out of the command, I'm going to draw this 48-degree line right here. So I'm going to do this two different ways. One way is I'm just going to draw a line at a certain distance. It doesn't matter what distance is. At angle 48. And the problem is that my angle 48 is going to be kind of off this direction. That's okay. Just take a look and see what happens. So I'm going to go at, let's say, 1.5 angle 48 and hit enter. I'm going to hit enter again to get out of the command. What I can do with this line is actually select it, right click and choose move. Or I could type M or pick it up here. I'm going to pick this endpoint and just move it to the other endpoint of the line. And that gets it in the right position for angle 48. I'm going to undo that really quick. Erase this. And then show another way that it can be done. Grab my line tool, go right here, and there is something called an angle override. So if I want to do an angle override, before I type in any coordinates or click, I can just do shift comma for angle. If you take a look at the command line, you'll see that the angle line is there. And then type in 48 and hit enter. And what we see here is that I now have an angle override of 48 degrees. That means I can go this direction, 48 degrees, or even back, which is 180 degrees added, 48 degrees this way. So I'm just going to come to about here and click and hit enter. Both ways are just fine for creating the line. Now I can mirror. So I'm going to select my mirror tool, grab both lines, hit enter. I'm going to pick the top point. I don't need to come to the bottom. I can just come straight down so that they're crossing and click. Do I want to erase the source objects? No is default, so I can go and hit enter. And now I'm just going to trim off the ends. So I'll select both lines for the trim lines as they're both cutting each other out. Hit enter. And then click, click, enter. That finishes up drawing 9. Go ahead and turn that in as a PDF in your normal fashion.